Okay, see, in this video I am going to say how you are going to solve the problems on normal distribution. See, before going to be solve the problems on normal distribution, we should know some points, because on the basis of these points only you can solve the problems on normal distribution. See, the first point, whenever we are going to be solve the problems on problems, in the problem itself is mentioned it is a normal distribution. I'm already telling in the previous class, especially in normal and exponential, the problem itself is mentioned. This is the normal, this is exponential. Okay. Next, second point, when we solve in the form of x, because there is a two possibility here. In the case of normal distribution, when we solve in the form of x, we should do the integration to find the probability value. That means if you want to solve in the form of x, you should do the integration, because it comes under continuous probability distribution. Third point, but when we solve in the form of z, there is a z that is standard normal variate, then there is no necessity to do the integration. We should see the table value, and that means there is a two possibility to solve the normal distribution. One you can solve in x, one you can solve in z. But once you solve in x, you should do the integration. But once you solve in z, you should know next to do the integration. The direct integration value will be given in the table. By seeing the table, we can write the probability value. That is the one advantage in the normal distribution. See, in the fourth point, problem should be compulsory do in the form of z only. There is no option to do in the x. New z, it should be converted to z and solve the problem. See, when we draw a graph for the function f of z, we get a bell-shaped curve. That means when you draw a graph for the function f of z, we get a bell-shaped curve, and that bell-shaped curve is a distributed area normally equally in both positive side and negative side. See, I am given below, see the curve here. See, both positive and negative side. Look what I am shaded portion here, that is called area. What you are going to integrate inside the area is called your probability value. See, now the sixth point, probability always lies between minus infinite to the plus infinite is always equal to 1, but the area is distributed equally on both positive and negative side. Therefore, probability from 0 to infinite means positive side, that is the right hand side, that should be equal to 0.5. The same 0.5 is also for negative side, that is from minus infinite to the 0. Okay, the next one, ninth point, integration of area under the curve is the probability value. Means what you are going to integrate. Integration from something you write 0 to 1, 0 to 4. What you integrate from 0 to 1, that is called area. Area of what you call, if you integrate that area, is nothing but your probability value. But one more 10, the 10th point, z is from minus 2 to plus 2. Z is from minus 2 to plus 2. Actually, in these problems, we can't able to find area on the negative side, but negative should be converted to positive side, because the table what I am producing here, the table should be not should be shows the negative side. It converted to positive. Minus 2 to 2. Actually, what is a minus 2 to 0 is same for 0 to 2. That's why I am taken as a 2 times of probability of 0 to 2. See, now I am telling here. See, whenever you want probability value, you are always seeing the table. But table gives always the positive side value. Means only 0 to infinite side, cannot give minus infinite to 0 side. Lower limit is, and also one more thing, and lower limit should be always is given from 0 only. Upper limit you can change. 1, 2, 3, whatever, but lower limit is commonly standard, it will be 0 only. Example, see, probability from 0 to 2. See, it start from 0, but you are seeing the table 2, because lower limit is standard, it will be 0. Okay, now see the problem here. See, sorry, there is one more point, probability. The probability value cannot able to find in the negative side, but that can be converted to positive side. This because the area is distributed normally, because you know it is a bell-shaped curve. You know bell, exactly bell means if you draw a midline, exactly area will be distributed both on left hand side and right hand side. Okay, because of but that can be converted into positive side because the area is distributed equally both on positive and negative side. Now see 12th one, probability z less than minus 1. What is the word is meaning of probability z less than minus 1? Means minus infinite to the minus 1. Less than means is not telling what is the last point, that is starting point. That's why you taken from minus infinite to the minus 1, but that is entirely on the negative side. But minus infinite to minus 1 is exactly equal to positive side is 1 to infinity. Therefore I am written probability z greater than 1, that is 1 to infinity. But how to find the probability from 1 to infinity? Because we cannot see the table value, because table always given from lower limit should be 0 only, but it is 1 to infinity. But that can be converted like this: 1 to infinity I am split as a 0 to infinity. In that 0 to infinity subtract 0 to 1, then it gives 1 to infinity. See, I am written, see, probability from 0 to infinite minus of probability 0 to 1. Out of 0 to infinity, if you subtract 0 to 1, it gives from 1 to infinity. But 0 to infinite value, that standard is 0.5. But probability of 0 to 1, you can see the table. In the table it gives what is the probability from 0 to 1. Means in the column you have to see 1. 1 means that is from 0 to 1 only. That value is coming, then subtract 0.5 minus probability of 1, then it gives 1 to infinity. Next to the one more point, what is probability z less than 2? Probability z less than 2 means it is from minus infinite to the 2. Correct? No? Minus infinite to the 2. But minus infinite to the 2 means this can be split like this: minus infinite to the 0 and 0 to 2. But minus infinite to the 0, it comes which side? Negative side. But that cannot able to write the value. That can be split to the positive side, that is called 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity plus 0 to 2, then it gives from minus infinite to the 2. Next, see, 0.5 is the value of 0 to infinite plus the from integration, that is the probability from 0 to 2. We can see the table. In the table it gives probability value 0 to 2, then adding 0.5 plus that value, it gives probability value. See, these points should be remembered whenever you are going to be solve the problems on normal distribution. The main thing you should remember, normal distribution problem can be solved by two types: one is in x, one is in z. But once you solve in x, you should be do the integration. But once you solve in z, you should know next to do the integration. That integration value is directly given in the table. Using table, we can write the integration value or probability value. Okay, next place we're discussing problems on normal distribution. Okay, he is given the problem here. If the life of a certain types of electric bulbs of a particular brand was distributed normally with an average life of 2000 hours and standard deviation 60 hours. See, the problem is telling if the life of certain types of electric bulbs of a particular brand was distributed normally with an average life of 2000 hours and standard deviation 60 hours. If a firm, means if a company purchase 2500 bulbs, find the number of bulbs that are likely to last for more than 2500 hours, less than 1950 hours, between 1900 and 2100 hours. Okay, I am telling that especially whenever problem is normal distribution, problem itself is mentioned this is normal distribution, but whenever solving normal distribution problem, commonly is given mean and standard deviation compulsory. See, in the problem given, first write the data. Mean mu is equal to 2000, standard deviation sigma is equal to 60. I am telling you, whenever you are solving the problems on normal distribution, you cannot solve in the form of x. You should be converted to z, where z is called standard normal variate. Okay, first of all, I want to find what is more than 2500 hours. That is x equal to 2500. Originally, problem is always given in the form of x, but you should be converted to z. See here, z is equal to formula x minus mu by sigma. What is called x in this problem is 2500 minus mu is called 2000 divided by 60. I think the value is getting 8.33. That is a z. When x equal to 2500 hours, the same when you convert it to z, it gives 8.33. Now read on. What is more than 2500 hours means probability x greater than 2500 hours. It is in the form of x. Equivalent probability z greater than 8.33. What is the word is meaning of probability z greater than 8.33? Means it is actually 8.33 to infinity. But this value cannot see in the table because table always given lower limit from 0 only. That's why I am splitting like this. 8.33 to infinite can be split as a 0 to infinite minus probability from 0 to 8.33. See, 0 to infinite is 0.5 and probability from 0 to 8.33. Actually, after crosses more than 4, 0 to 4, always the value is 0.5 only, because you can see the table, that is 0.5 minus 0.5 exactly equal to 0. What is the meaning of 0? Means there is no any bulbs which is working more than 2500 hours, because given the lifetime is 2000. I think more than 2500 hours is no bulbs is working here, that is a 0. But first you are find the probability. After find the probability, if you want how many number of bulb is working in the about 2500, means multiply to 2500. I think you are getting 0. That means no bulb is working more than 2500 hours. Second one, less than 1950 hours. Less than 1950. Actually x equal to 1950, but that value is converted to first z value. Formula is there, z equal to mu1 sigma is the standard value already shown in the problem. Okay, 1950 minus 2000 divided by 60. I think we are getting minus 0.833. That means probability x less than 1950, that is in the form of x. The same x we converted to z. I think it gives probability z less than minus 0.833. But what is the meaning of probability z less than minus 8.33? Means it is from minus infinite to minus 0.833. I am telling it is totally negative side. That is converted to equivalent positive side, means probability z greater than 8.33. But now what is the meaning of probability z greater than 8.33? Means 8.33 to infinity. This cannot save in the table, because table always given asking the lower limit is a 0. That's why I am taken from 0 to infinite. In the 0 to infinite, you subtract 0 to 0.833. It gives then that is 0.833 to infinity. That's why 0 to infinite probability standard is the 0.5 minus 0 to 8.83. See, if you want, you can see in the table that value. See, table is here. Point, you see from z 0.8, this is 0.8. You see from this column, z column, there is a 0.8. 0.83 means then you have to see row wise. 0.83, see here, 0.83, 0.2967. See, I'm written point. See, 0.2967, correct? No, almost all 0.2968. Okay, substitute here and subtract 0.2025 is the probability in which the number of bulbs which is working less than 1950 hours. That is that 0.2025 multiple to, sorry, that is not 1950, multiply by 2500, then it gives how many bulbs are working above 1950 hours. Next, third one, between 1900 to 2100 hours. Now substitute here, z is equal to 1900 minus 2000 divided by 60, that is minus 1.67. Z is equal to 2100 minus 2000 divided by 60 is 1.67. But that is in the form of x now converted to z. That is the probability x from 1900 to 2100 is equal to probability from minus 1.67 to 1.67. This can be write as a minus 1.67 to 0 and 0 to 1.67. But minus 1.670 is the negative side, that is equal is 0 to 1.67. Therefore, 2 times the probability of 0 to 1.67. But now I want to find what is the probability from 0 to 1.67. You see the table. See, first you have to see in the z column 1.6 is here. You have to move like this. Now column wise, now 1.6 row 1.67. See, 0.45 44525. See, 0.4525 multiply by 2 times, it gives 0.9058. Then multiply by 2500, it is exactly 2262.7. Make it round up because it is a number of bulbs. Therefore 2263 is the number of bulbs which is working between 1900 to 2100 hours. Like this, we can solve the problems on normal distribution.